Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy, and none of the stuff that I was just holding in my hand was dip or chew. This is going to be a series I do. It is with the idea that one should quit smoking manufactured cigarettes. All right? And there are plenty of products that are safer. Not all of them safe, but safer. That, in my opinion, even includes making one's own cigarettes. Here's the problem with cigarettes, all right? Because of the federal, state, and local governments continuously over the last 25 years increasing taxes, they call that sin tax. It's your sin. They're going to tax you for it, for your health. Because of the incredible increase in taxes of manufactured cigarettes, the companies that made those cigarettes had to go to greater lengths to ensure a profit margin. What I mean by this is around in the early 2000s, it cost Marlboro about 50 cents to make a pack. All right? They made about 50 cents on a pack. $1. At the time, prices were a little under the $5 mark. Everything else, the other $3.75 to $4 was local, state, and federal taxes. I say local only in the meaning of there are certain metropolitan areas that enact a tax as well. I'm not sure which ones offhand, but for example, let's say New York City, Chicago. Anyway, there are plenty of other products besides Dip and Chew that one could use to stop smoking manufactured cigarettes. There are also many products that one could use that you could buy in a drugstore, such as nicotine gum, nicotine patches, etc., etc. The problem with most of the FDA-approved products, patches, gum, etc., is that they don't have nicotine amounts present in them anywhere close to what one would need to successfully switch out from smoking cigarettes. They're almost set up to fail. In fact, one almost begins to think that maybe they're set up for repeat business, repeat customers. But I digress. So, this series operates on the premise that anything is better than manufactured cigarettes, okay? What the manufacturers did with manufactured cigarettes when taxes went through the roof was they took steps to make their products shelf life indefinite. And they did this by, number one, spraying them down with chemicals that would preserve the tobacco, and I use that term very loosely, and I'll tell you why in a second. And also by using reconstituted tobacco of varying levels. In 2005, the norm for a non-menthol cigarette was that the tobacco was sprayed down with a concoction that included 115 chemicals. Some of them along the lines of things like trace amounts of arsenic. I just lost my train of thought, sorry. Except for Marlboro Lights. Marlboro Lights, for some reason, in 2005 got an extra 10. They had 125 chemicals sprayed down on them. The reconstituted tobacco is basically taking tobacco and pulverizing it in a blender, industrial-sized blender, of course, and then mixing that pulverized tobacco, which is somewhere along the lines of a very fine nasal snuff, mixing it with water, and then pouring it out into sheets and letting them dry. When those huge sheets dry, cutters come down and cut it into little cubes. If you take a manufactured cigarette, I don't care if it is Marlboro or Newport or any one you want, if you open it up, all the contents of that cigarette will be small, uniformed cubes. They use the reconstituted tobacco because that way they can pulverize all of the plant, stems and everything. They also can take scraps that have been kept out of the process up until that point and throw that in there as well. I won't even tell you what they found in cigarettes in Britain when they did a test, because you, trust me, do not want to know if you smoke. So, this series will be going over some non-dip, non-chew tobacco items that would, in my mind, be better, not saying safe, but more safe than manufactured cigarettes. One that I am very familiar with would be pipe and pipe tobacco. That will be one video. Another one that I am very familiar with will be snus, or as I call it, snus. I just don't like the sound of snus. All right, this being an American variant. Then there will be one on dry snuff. All right, nasal snuff. There will also be one on bits. All right, those are tobacco bits. They're small cubes of tobacco that are actually made from one tobacco leaf that is folded many, many times. And I will also include, for those that are insistent on cotton filters, one on making cigarettes. At least if you're making cigarettes, the tobacco is less processed and actual shredded leaf. Personally, this would not be the route that I go, but for some people, the feel of inhale is very, very important. And if that is the case, then this does take care of that aspect and is a whole lot cheaper. Okay, so I will be doing a video at some point on how to make cigarettes, and if one wants, they could follow my advice and be making a carton for about $13 or $14. I'll have to check prices. I haven't made one in a while, but so that is the video list for this series. I'm not quite sure in what, if pipe will be first or snus, or I'm not quite sure how they will fall. It is just something because I want to keep uploading, but I am opening so much product at this point that I need something to upload that doesn't have me open up another wintergreen can, basically. Guys, thank you for watching. If you know anybody that could subscribe, please let them know. I am trying to vary my content a little bit here. The main focus of this channel will be and always will be moist snuff and chewing tobacco, but I thought I would mix it up because I still do smoke a pipe and I occasionally use snus. Thank you for watching. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.